Are you a cold weather photographer looking for the good winter gloves this year? Well, in this video, I'm going to share my top 5 list of the best photography gloves right now. Coming up! Hey photo enthusiasts, Zarina here with Digital World Beauty, giving you the best tips and tools for becoming a better photographer. On this channel I share tech gear reviews, course recommendations and how-to tutorials. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point of this video, check out the links in the description below. I list out everything I mentioned in the video. Without further ado, let's get started.
Shall we?
We shall.
So, we all know that in the wintertime you cannot hold your gear with bare hands, but you also can rely on regular winter or electric heated gloves because they likely interfere with your shooting process or camera control.
So, what is the solution?
Luckily for us, there are plenty of photography-friendly gloves on the market right now. So in this video, I'm going to share the top 5 winter gloves for photographers this year. I mean, specifically for photographers. The first 3 gloves are the ones that I personally own, and the other 2 products are the ones that are especially popular among my website readers. The gloves that you're about to see have the flip-back finger caps or touchscreen fingertips and a design that's convenient for camera management or anything else that you do outdoors in the cold. This means that you're going to be warmer this year and have the tactile control to operate your camera. Anyway, the warmest winter glove that I have is Heat 3 Smart Glove. It's definitely one of my top picks. I actually did a separate review on these gloves, so be sure to check the description or the note cards later. Originally, these gloves were designed for special forces for its great dexterity and warmth, but I have the updated version so it's even better. Without a doubt, these have a thoughtful design, they're breathable, they're warm, they're comfortable, they're waterproof, and you actually do have a good grip and the ability to operate a camera. Bottom line, if you enjoy sports activities in the cold or you're into Arctic photography, for example, then these gloves are the ones that you should definitely consider. The second glove that I have, and the one that you might like too, is the VALLERRET MARKHOF Pro 2.0. I would say that they're good for mildly cold weather conditions that doesn't compromise on style or functionality. So the reason why I like them is that they're stylish, they're good for everyday use, they make it easy to work with a camera, and they're fine for mildly cold weather conditions. These gloves are supposed to be good for -5 degrees Celsius, but I have cold sensitive hands, so I don't usually use MARKHOF Pro when it's that cold. One thing that it's important for me to mention is that these are not 100% waterproof. Yes, they're water resistant, but they're not going to be that good if you're under rain or if you're in long contact with the snow, so keep this in mind. And if your hands get cold easily like mine do, then consider Ipsod photography gloves made by the same company or the Heat 3 Smart that I already mentioned before. And by the way, I have a separate review on these gloves as well, so be sure to check the description or the note cards. The third gloves that I'd like to mention are the FRDM gloves, the Free Fit model. These gloves are less warm than VALLERRET gloves, but they are definitely waterproof and windproof. The reason why I like them is because they're made of pretty good materials and they retain dexterity when photographing. It's very important that you don't use these if it's less than 5 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, because otherwise you're gonna get really cold. Honestly, I think these are for you if you're more into fall photography and you're just looking for gloves under $50 with removable finger caps. And yes, I do have a separate review of these, so be sure to check the description for more info. Now, the fourth glove is not the one I currently own, but they're insanely popular among my website readers. So popular that I had to place it #1 on my article of the best photography gloves. I'm gonna include the website link as well in case you wanna read it. Basically, when someone buys through my website, I can see what products were bought, which of the said products were returned, and so forth. So, the product that I'm talking about here is called Palmyth Flexible Gloves. So far, my website readers haven't had any complaints about these gloves, and for good reason. And by the way, if you do own these gloves, can you let us know your experience in the comments? Here are my 3 takeaways why people might like about these. The first one has to do with the fact that it has 3 removable caps, which is great if you're into photography, sports activities, fishing, motorcycle, whatsoever. The second one, based on the reviews that I've read, is that they have a water-repelling fabric, as well as a good build quality. And the third takeaway is that these gloves are suitable for mildly cold weather conditions. And the best part is that Palmyth gloves are cheap. Actually, they're cheap on Amazon US. For Canadians, for some reason, they're a little more expensive, even considering the conversion rate. For example, if you find the gloves on Amazon US for $35 US, which is about $50 Canadian, then on Amazon Canada, you're gonna find these gloves for over $100. Well, last time I checked at least, which doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, let's move to glove number 5. So you remember how I mentioned that I can see what products were bought through my website? Well, I can also see what countries buy what the most. So the last product that I'm gonna mention here is the one that's popular among my Spanish audience. And when I checked Amazon US and Amazon Canada, energetic sky gloves were there too. Anyway, the energetic sky gloves seem to have all the basic features that you need. The removable finger caps, the weatherproofness, as well as the dexterity, which is pretty much the most important thing for a cold weather photographer. I'm gonna add the links in the description, so I encourage you to read the Amazon reviews to see if it's something that you're interested in getting. Question of the day: which are the gloves that you currently have for cold weather photography, and what's your experience with them? Let us know in the comments below. Also, I know that many winter photographers enjoy outdoor activities in the cold. So if you're one of them, I want you to tap the notification bell, because in the next video, I'm going to talk about heated gloves for outdoor enthusiasts.